people popping in as we go. So we'll just, whoever can, keep your eye out, let them in as they come. And greetings, Barbara and Redmi and all of the people that have joined in the last few seconds. And welcome, welcome, welcome to our first anniversary. We are so excited to celebrate with this beautiful community of people, with some of the new friends who've joined us today for the first time. We hope that you will enjoy this time with us and that you will come back and play again. And we're going to have a really interesting session today. As we mentioned a little bit earlier, we're doing something that we've been longing to do for a long time, and many of you in our community have asked, is it possible that we could try and incorporate more languages, make it possible for people to speak in their own language in this space? And so what we're going to do today is we're really going to tell our stories in multiple languages. Today, just 3, so French, English, and Arabic. And Amazigh, which is a Moroccan Berber dialect. So we'll have translations, but this is an exercise for us all in really listening to hear each other. And it's wonderful that we're doing it with storytelling, because body language and the tone and the excitement of a story, I think, can quite often just transcend the language, not barrier, the language need to understand each other in different ways. And what we're going to do now, just to welcome all of us in, is to ask Maria and her 2 wonderful students if they would like to welcome us into the session with a musical intro. Maria, I'm going to hand over to you so that you can introduce the 2 of you, and I will spotlight you as well. And welcome everybody to the session. Enjoy. If you can, put your videos on and your bandwidth allows, please. We'd love to see your faces. And we also would love to just know in the chat group who you are and where you're from and what you're excited about in being part of this event tonight. So Maria, over to you.
Yes, I'm here and you hear me, yes?
Yes.
Hello, I'm from Poland and this is my student from China. So today, musical language without explanation, I think, but Chinese-Polish language will be. So this is Ming here, and we will play short piece, Polish-Chinese piece.
the young girl playing, I think, the sitar or whatever.
Thank you very much.
Beautiful.
So beautiful.
Oh, thank
so,
you.
So beautiful.
Thank you so much. Do you have two pieces now that you wanted to play, Maria, or are we going to do the other one at the end?
Yes, at the end. Yes, if
Fantastic.
you have time, so we will. It was Polish piece. At the end will be Chinese piece.
Wonderful.
So,
oh, this sounds great.
At the end of, so we will wait, listen you, and after that, at the end, we will play with big pleasure.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Maria is a wonderful friend of Africa Voices Dialogue and an incredible artist with global reach. So it's such a pleasure. She's done a lot of work across the continent as well. And it's just such a pleasure to have you welcome us into the celebration like that. Thank you, Maria. Thank you. And so welcome and come to celebrate with us. So everybody, if you have a little glass and you have a little snack or a treat, just raising a glass to you. Congratulations on a year of joy together. It's been beautiful to be in this space with this community of people. And today we have a really exciting celebration of this year that we've spent together. We've got storytellers from around the globe, but particularly from across the continent, who we are looking forward to hearing from today. Unfortunately, our Senegalese storyteller wasn't able to join us, but we have Barbara, who's going to also share a little song with us at some point from Uganda. We've got two beautiful young storytellers from Tunisia, 13 years old. We've got two storytellers from Morocco. Kani is from Guinea, and then Michal and Maria are artists and storytellers par excellence from Poland, but with an incredible global reach. And what we would love to do is just share with you first, before we start, for those who are new to the call, but also for our own community who have joined us over the past year in the many sessions that we've held together, just do a quick recap of Africa Voices Dialogue's own story and where these events originated and what our hopes for the future for them are. And so Africa Voices Dialogue really was designed as to be a space where Africa's voices are seen, heard, and loved, specifically the voices of our educators and our learners and communities across the continent, where we can connect to each other, we can learn from each other, and we can grow courage to see what's possible. And our purpose and our mantra throughout has been to co-create authentic belonging, to activate potential for educators, learners, and communities, and to really extend that across the continent and also beyond the continent. What's really important to us is that this space is not a formal space of expertise. It's a space to hear real people's voices from the ground, from the spaces where you are and where you live, the human beings that we are connecting. And so it's less about expertise and far more about experience and lived experience particularly. We really believe that every voice matters. And so
I'm sorry, Robin, I have muted everyone. So as
no
to
problem.
make everyone listen, so you can unmute yourself and just
no problem. Thank you, Aziz. And so from so our principles really are that we less about expertise, more about lived experience, that every voice matters. And so we try and create the opportunity for each of you to interact with each other through the sessions, that the whole is more important than the sum of its parts, and that we're seeking meaningful learning. Where we started was, well, our journey so far and where we started was early in 2020, and Mohammed Al-Miski is on the call, so welcome. It's lovely to have you here, with a session that was run in the January of 2020 at ICSI, which is the International Congress for School Efficacy and Improvement. And at the Africa Spotlight session, we had about 100 people from across the continent attending, many of whom still are participant members of our dialogue community. And there was such an incredible sense of connection and care and interest and longing to network and remain connected with each other that we decided to invite or to open a space for dialogue. And this is how Africa Voices Dialogue was born. It took a little while to get that moving. But essentially in the September of 2020, we had our first dialogue session. And I'm going to hand over to Aziz at this point, if I may, Aziz, and I don't know if you're quite expecting it, but just to hand over to you to share a little bit about our session so far in a minute or so.
I will, but you sound magnificent. So it's, yeah. So just building on what Robin said, first I would like to welcome everyone again. It's really a pleasure to have all of you and to celebrate with you. Thank you so much for joining us. And of course, Africa Voices Dialogue started in the grains for Africa Voices Dialogue started in Marrakesh with EXI 2020, and that instigated the dialogue. The first dialogues or the first conversations between us, and we decided to start this space, to open this space for Africans, so as to connect Africans together and to promote education and to work together towards learning from each other. So we started our first dialogue, the inaugural session, as you see, and it just connected a group of people from around Africa, from Morocco, South Africa, Ghana, Kenya, and yeah, so I guess that's it. So we started our inaugural session. We had a beautiful dialogue that was attended by, I guess, more than 100 people at that time. And we went. The story went on. We decided to hold a session every 2 months, and each session would be hosted by a country in Africa. So that's how we decided to do it at the beginning, and it was really fruitful to meet a group of people from different countries from Africa who worked together with us, who made teams and worked very, very hard to organize the sessions and around different themes. So the second session was held by Ghana, or hosted by Ghana, and as you can see, it was around inclusive education or inclusive leadership. And the third session was held by Egypt, and it was around empowering students beyond school. And the focus of this session was, of course, on building emotional and social intelligence in students. And I was really happy to see some students from Egyptian schools participating in our session. It was really amazing. Lubna Faid is here with us. She was a member of the team who organized this session, and I'm glad to see her again. So the fourth session was hosted by Kenya. Andrew is here with us. Andrew, can you go on, please? Just talk about the other sessions and the other workshops.
Yes, thank you, Aziz. As Aziz has rightly said, the fourth session was hosted by Kenya, and it was on teacher well-being. Before the fifth session went to Uganda, but the session for Uganda was about entrepreneurial mindset. And today we are happy to be joined by Barbara Kasakende, who is also part of our storytellers. So welcome so much, Barbara. So ideally, we have had the 5 sessions since the inception of Africa Voices Dialogue. We have had the 3 workshops we have had the 3 workshops, and we have had the 3 international conferences. So we are very delighted to have this kind of anniversary today to celebrate our success and our milestones. So we are very, very much delighted. Next slide, Robin. Yes, so far we have had several publications. Among these publications is Africa Speaks by Robin. The previous slide is Robin. The previous slide.
Andrew, if you don't mind, Andrew.
I think it's on the
Just
correct one,
A
Andrew.
reminder about the workshops that we have held. Okay, because that's what the slide is about. So we have held three or four workshops, as you can see. So one of them, the first one was about building an ecosystem of learning, and we were glad to have friends of ours, Dr. Louis Klein and Karima Kadawi from Morocco, who gave us a workshop with a number of people attending from around the world, not just Africa, because that's how most African sessions or all African sessions have been held, with people from Africa, but not limited to Africa. So that's part of the objective of Africa Voices Dialogue, is to connect Africans to each other, but at the same time to connect Africans to people around the world. And I think that many people who have attended our sessions from Africa have been able to connect to people around the world and to build communities of learning. So you see the workshops here, one more workshop on well-being, and one more workshop on creative play-based learning with the team, Mikhail, Karima, and Fatima, and Maria. Maria and Mikhail are from Poland. And that testifies to how Africa Voices Dialogue, as I said, is trying to build bridges across the world, and at the same time give voices to Africans and amplify these voices. So amplify our voices together in a very anxiety-free and stress-free space. There is nothing, between brackets, academic about Africa Voices Dialogue. So you join us, you feel free to share your experiences. So it's more about experiences, less about expertise. Andrew, you can keep going with the research articles if you want.
And besides the workshop, of course, we have had the international conferences. We have presented in 2 international conferences. One of them was an international conference for school effectiveness and improvement, and our project was African Innovate, which we did in March 2021. The second presentation was on was hosted by Catalyst 2013. That is a body which collaborates to achieve the SDGs. And again, the project was on Africa Innovate, hosted in May 2021. So far, we have had several publications. Key among them, Africa Speaks by Robin Whittaker. We have had another article which was published by the International Congress for School Effectiveness and Improvement. And the title of the paper was on what boundaries need to be crossed and what bridges need to be built within the context of the school effectiveness and improvement. Also, we have also published an article by the title "Learning How to Listen," another one by the Sandbox, and the title of the paper was on leading a culture of learning skills. That is the teacher development and well-being at the heart of leading a culture of learning. So those are some of the publications which we have held so far. Robin, next part.
Fantastic, thank you. So that's all the kind of blander stuff. What really matters to us is this incredibly beautiful community of human beings who've participated in our workshops and our dialogues so far. And what we've seen emerging, which really fills us with joy, is that many members of our community are starting to connect and collaborate with each other. There are new initiatives starting up. There are connections being made between remarkable projects and programs happening on the continent, and people off the continent who are interested in those and interested in understanding and seeing more about them. We've seen our community members develop the courage and the excitement and the sense of possibility to initiate specific programs, projects, approaches within their contexts that they've picked up from listening to their colleagues on the dialogue speak. And this is really what the goal of these dialogues is about. It's connection, It's developing a sense of camaraderie. It's starting to see that we are not alone in some of the issues that we face, and that many of us across the continent who previously may not really have had insight or exposure to what life and education is like in different parts of the continent start to get a lived sense of that, and that we start to be able to mirror to each other how incredibly beautiful, full of potential and opportunity our continent is, as well as to share in some of the difficulties and frustrations and encourage each other. Today's session is an exciting one for us, as we said, because we really want to try and grow our ability to hear each other beyond language and through different languages. It's a challenge for us because we don't necessarily have all the technological capacity to translate in live time. But what we are looking to do is find ways to help us be able to articulate and speak about our cultures, our experiences in our own languages, and either translate that in the session or look for ways to listen beyond words. And so one of our most beautiful experiences was having Sonia Rademeyer, who's an acoustic resonance artist, join us for a number of our sessions, and listening to the intention beneath the words. She created these two incredible artworks, simply based on what the sound, what the emotion was that was coming through the dialogue series. And we regard this as a very exciting way to start to listen to each other and to visibly see what's possible, even when language is a little bit in the way. And then at the end of it all, our principle is around this concept of Ubuntu. I am because you are. We learn because we learn together. And we belong because we belong together to each other. Just a very, very quick overhaul of this past year. So this past year, we've had a really busy, exciting year. There's been a huge amount of organizational growth and development. And what we are hoping for is really to continue that pathway and to work closely with our community to start moving into the next stage of our organization's growth. We're really longing to start to see some Africa chapters developing. We are longing to see some thematic subgroups starting. A little bit later on, I'm hoping that Karima will be able to share a little bit about the one subgroup that has got a little bit of legs already, which is the heritage and storytelling subgroup. And we are hoping to really grow in our own abilities to sustain and support this work so that we can expand it to the full potential that we believe is possible, and particularly amplify the voice of this continent back to ourselves, but also outwards into the spaces where Africa's voice is often not heard. And so what we'd love to invite now, after Andrew, Aziz, and I have been able to have the podium for a while, is we'd like to invite some of our own community members just to reflect back on this journey that we've undertaken together, on our time that we've spent in company with each other, and what the experience has felt like and meant for you. And so I'm going to invite 3 of our community members to speak, but then also open up the floor for a couple of minutes to everybody on the call, in case you would like to share something from your experiences over your journey with us. And so Barbara, I'll ask Barbara to speak, and then Lubna and George, if I'm not sure if George is yet on the call, but if George is here, also a couple of words from George. Barbara, over to you. Barbara, are you on the call? I saw you earlier. I'm hoping you haven't dropped off.
She's here, but we can. Okay, let me help you unmute. You can unmute yourself right now, Barbara. Go unmute yourself. We can. If you have problems unmuting yourself, we can start with either George or Lubna.
Let's start with you, Lubna. And then Barbara, just
we can't hear you because you are muted.
Okay, there we go.
She's here.
I was having issues with my with my, but you can hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Excellent. Hi, everyone. It is 6:30 in Kampala, where I am. So I hope everyone is doing okay. So what is it? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Happy to be on the call. My goodness, my journey. My journey with African Voices. I remember when I got introduced to Robin, at that time when we had just started, I was trying to get a hold of the LinkedIn networks, because now LinkedIn is the in thing these days. And Chakri, I love Chakri because he knows how to poke people in the right places. And he said, you have to meet this lady. And he didn't tell me, like once, he told me like 20 times. And eventually I said, okay, there must be some magic behind this beautiful lady named Robin. And we had a conversation and the rest is history. So my journey has been absolutely beautiful because coming to a network that doesn't only, actually what I really love about this network, it like you said, it has nothing to do with how many PhDs you have and how many accolades you've received and I don't know what else. But it has everything to do with experiences and what you're doing to change community in whatever capacity you're in. And being part of these dialogues has helped me to see what other people are doing around the world. And it's absolutely beautiful to know that I am not alone in this fight, especially where my passion lies, which is young people. And I remember when we had our Ugandan dialogue, when it was our turn, and I brought those lovely young men to come and speak to you. Up to today, you're still, the focus point. They made so many connections that are still ongoing even up to today. And this is why such dialogues are important, because then we connect young people, even ourselves, to people who can help us achieve that one thing that we've always wanted to achieve. In fact, one of my boys was here, but because of curfew, he couldn't stay a little bit longer than, how I would have wanted him to be. Bees, the one who does honey. But just to let you know that just that time that we had that dialogue, these kids have actually gone beyond what we even discussed. I can tell you right now, the businesses that they told you about and the things they're doing, a lot of them have been licensed. To date, some of them have gotten some people to actually invest in their businesses. They've grown. And it's just because they got a little nudge and people listen to them. And, when I see them, because actually Bees was here working on my garden, he's just brought me honey. So already one client is adding 1 million Uganda shillings to his, to his bank account. So these dialogues, especially where young people are concerned, my passion, by the way, is young people. I live and breathe young people because they need to own the narrative. I'm 41 years old. I think I've done my part, but I need to make sure before I retire, we need to retire earlier. Before I retire, at least I should have made a difference. And having a space like this one where I can be able to link up with other people creating change, and also seeing what they're not my kids, but the kids that I work with, how this space has impacted them to be better. My goodness, you guys, you do not know, Aziz, Robin, Andrew, you guys do not know what you have done in the lives of the people, at least the ones in my space. I do not know about everybody else. And then on my part, I've gotten new connections I never thought I would have. Who knew we would be here today? Chakri, I don't know if Chakri is on the phone, because that guy is like a miracle worker. So because of him.
I'm here.
Hi, Chakri. Because of you, I'm here in spite of how busy I get. But the connections that I've made and what I've gotten out of this has been incredible. And I cannot wait to continue this journey. I know with my work, it gets busy. I've just finished traveling to 30 districts in my country in 3 weeks. So my family hasn't seen me for quite a while. I have just come back, and then I'm traveling again because I visit youth projects across the country to see what they're doing and see if we can get them the right seed capital to get started and so on and so forth. So
it's a pleasure and privilege to watch you on Twitter. And,
thank you.
we are watching and we are cheering you on.
Thank you.
We don't talk often enough, but I'll wait for when we get time for that.
Yeah, I know. At least now I'm finishing, so I'm back. Ish.
That's wonderful.
I'm that-ish. So thank you guys for giving me the chance to speak to you. I could go on and on, but I'm very excited to hear all the other stories from around the world. Thank you
We
guys.
can't wait to hear you sing to us later, Barbara. That I've been waiting for some time.
How can I upbeat the first performance? My God, you're like,
they were beautiful instrumentals. Yes. Now we're looking for the vocals. And
you're looking for the vocals?
That we got to have.
Yeah,
so thank you so much, Barbara. Thank you, Chakri. I would love to just invite Aziz. We have a lot of French speakers who do not speak English as well on the call. So just to give Aziz, please, Aziz, a quick summary.
Oui, ça doit être quick. It should be quick because my French is not as good as my English. I will try to do my best. Alors, généralement parlant, ce que nous avons dit, c'est de donner un petit récit sur comment Africa Voice Dialogue a commencé. Elle a commencé en 2020. Les graines de ce dialogue, ou de ces dialogues a commencé en 2020 à Marrakech avec EXI 2020, qui était présidé par deux gentils hommes marocains. L'un d'eux est parmi nous, c'est Mohamed El Meski. Je suis très ravi de vous voir aujourd'hui. Les sessions ont commencé avec une session qui a connecté les Africains du monde, des gens de différents pays d'Afrique. Et nous avons décidé de continuer les dialogues. L'objectif de ces dialogues, c'était d'amplifier les voix des Africains et de connecter les Africains. C'était des dialogues panafricains, mais en même temps, ils ont connecté les Africains avec des gens du monde. Et nous sommes très ravis de voir les sessions continues avec différents pays qui ont organisé les sessions. Nous sommes là pour un peu aider des gens, pas aider, mais travailler avec les gens autour de l'Afrique pour qu'ils organisent des sessions qui sont hôtées par leur pays. Comme vous avez vu, il y a peut-être 5 pays ou 6 qui ont déjà organisé des sessions de Africa Voice Dialogue. Et nous avons avec nous des gens qui ont assisté à de plusieurs sessions d'Africa Voices Dialogue. Parmi eux, Barbara Kassekendi. I hope I'm saying your name right in French, you know, it's like, and Angelina et Chakri de l'Inde. Il y a aussi Lubna de l'Égypte. Il y a pas mal de gens. Nous sommes en train d'écouter leur histoire parce qu'ils étaient avec nous. Ils ont aidé à organiser des sessions avec nous et ils nous donnent leurs impressions. Comment Africa Voice Dialogue a contribué à ce qu'ils ont pu réussir à accomplir. Alors, j'espère que j'ai fait le travail que je devais faire. Back to you, Robin. I think, you know, the best thing I heard from Barbara, I have to say something about it, is that Barbara said, what is unique about Africa Voices Dialogue is that we don't really ask questions about diplomas or degrees, or even, you know, if you are here with us and you are participating, you're not going to be asked to introduce, to send us an abstract or to prepare slides or to give us a presentation, or there is no deadline, you know, because what matters most is how you feel about what you're doing. And when we talked about it the first time we had a dialogue with Robin, the first dialogue was that we wanted Africans to get together and to meet other people from the world and to talk about the opportunities that they have and the issues that they are struggling with and the concerns that they have and what they want to achieve. So that was the main thing we build the dialogues around. So we're so happy to see many people here. If you have been with us, that's a great thing. If this is the first time, that's perfect. It's the perfect time to be with us. Thank you all, and thank you, Chakri, because Chakri has been. I have to thank Chakri because he has been doing a great job connecting people, not just through Africa Voices Dialogue, but through many organizations. So thank you, Chakri, for whatever you're doing, and thank you, everyone. Robin, back to you.
Thank you, thank you. And over to you, Lubna. You look exquisite with your rainbow.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Robin, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to share this amazing experience. Is my voice clear enough?
It's perfect.
Okay, great. I would just like to say some of my feelings and insights as a teacher in Egypt, and I was one of the lucky guest speakers when it was the last time. It was a very uplifting and empowering experience for me as a teacher, because I found myself in the middle of a bunch of amazing teachers from all over the world, and we all have common grounds. We all believe in the power of resilience, in the power of positivity, in the importance of students' well-being, and not just academics. So I just felt very fortunate and blessed to be part of this. And definitely I would encourage my friends to join such an experience, because when we share ideas together, when we talk about problems, it's very beneficial, because it's very strengthening. You just feel that, you know, it's just a message that says you're not alone. You're not the only teacher who is facing challenges. You're not the only person who is facing difficulties. So I just felt it's a message on time that said you're not alone in this. I actually feel that our meetings and gatherings, it's like, I call them power talks. I feel it's a time where we just renew the passion inside of each of us. It's a time where we all gain energy. Like, I just felt the energy from Barbara. She was ahead of me. I loved her smile and the energy and the way she spoke. So sometimes even on the personal level, we have problems, we have different challenges. So I just feel that when we come here, we forget this and we all get to brighten up and we get to cheer up, as they say. So I would deeply like to thank the co-founders of Africa Voices Dialogue, Robin, Andrew, and Abdelaziz. And I'm very grateful to Ms. Dina Ladesi, because she introduced me to such an amazing family. I just remember you in the class all the time when I teach, because you just gave us the energy and the power that we as educators, we are doing a very important job. Our job is not easy. Our job is not, it's not always very rewarding financially, but it's very rewarding on the emotional and the personal level. So I'm very fortunate to be with the Africa Voices Dialogue. And as Barbara said, at the end of the day, you would like to be a person who makes a difference. It's all about making a difference. So I'm surely happy to be here today. And I would never hesitate to share with you in any upcoming events, inshallah. I do wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you, Lubna. You've brought tears to my eyes. Thank you. That's an incredibly beautiful deep sharing. Thank you.
It's very authentic, and I do appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you. And so let's ask George to just share a few thoughts from his side. I'll look for you so that I can highlight you. We'd love to hear from you, George. And then after that, if anybody would like to contribute a thought for just really quick so that we don't run out of time. We've got so many amazing stories we packed, so we don't want to run out of time for that. But just pop your hands up, George. George, take your headphones out if you don't mind, because it's messing with the sound. So I think it'll be better without them. If you unplug them. Just take them right out. Sometimes the headphones just, no, take it out the computer.
You have to unplug them from your computer. So just use your computer's sound.
Much better.
That's good. That's good.
Good.
Is it okay now?
Yes,
That's
perfect.
Okay, let me increase the volume of my listen so I can hear you. Okay. It's always good to be with African Voices Dialogue. For me, my journey with African Voices Dialogue has been, exceptional. This has been a platform for the commoners of people. You don't need to have all the academic laurels to be part of this space, which has been created for, people of Africa who are engaged in various endeavors, especially within the educational space. This experience with African Voices Dialogue, which personally I have had, it has really given me a lot of insights about problems or challenges that schools in Ghana we face, as well as on the African continent. It is a platform that is helping to shape the mindset of both educators and experts, so that we can all come together to build bridges, so to be able to resolve some of these challenges. And so for me, I would say that African Voices Dialogue is growing and growing. With African Voices Dialogue, the key word is collaboration. Collaborations, and this collaborations is helping us build relationships together, expand our connectivities, and to co-sense, co-inspire, and to co-create myriads of possibilities and solutions to address the 21st century challenges that this continent continue to face. So we have come a long way, and we honestly have every call to celebrate this journey. We honestly have every call to celebrate this journey, because we have come very far. And I'm most grateful to Robin, Whitaker, Abdulaziz Zori, and my big brother from Kenya, Andrew. I think you all doing a great job for Mother Africa. And it's our prayer that more resources more resources come your way, so that as we move on, we can probably organize ourselves to even have African Voices Dialogue becoming, a think tank institution, where we would, engage more minds into research and other possibilities, which would help us address all problems, or most of the problems on the continent, so far as education is concerned. Thank you so much.
Thank you, George, from your mouth, hey, please. And just to let you know in advance, we have our eye on you for the country chapter for Ghana, so hope you're ready. Thank you so much. And then just to invite anybody who is on the call, I saw that Fatima Zara, you had a hand up, but it's gone down now. Is there anybody else who would like to just share a super quick 30, 60 seconds reflection, and then we're all going to go into rooms to also share with each other. So after this, we'll be going to some breakaway rooms as well. Fatima Zara?
Maybe Robin, to add on what George has said, we are very delighted because the New Africa Voices Dialogue will become like one family. Though we are in different parts of the world, we are using the Africa Voices Dialogue platform to connect, with the main thinking that connection is the newest currency which we have. We are in a position to share ideas. We are in a position to share knowledge, to share expertise, and in the process, we strengthen our relationships in our work we do. So, George, that was the exemplar. Sent to Lubna and Castello.
Fatima Zara.
Hello, everyone. Happy anniversary, Robin, Abdulaziz, and Andrew. We've been spending really nice time with you, so amazing. And I have just to add one thing, because all of you have said what I want to say. Just one thing, that the Africa Voice become our family, and it speak out not only the teachers, but the kids' voice. And something that is very amazing about it. Now we are here giving us a chance to all our students to express themselves and talk, which is really amazing. It's so distinctive from many other meetings. Thank you, Africa Voices, and happy anniversary again.
Oh, thank you. And Ibrahim and Imran, thank you.
Yeah.
And your
Yeah.
card is beautiful. I have it later. We've got it in the slides. We want you to, we want to thank you in person. Thank you.
Beautiful, so
It's our
beautiful.
painting for Africa, Voices Dialogue.
So
thank
exquisite.
you so
Thank
much.
you. So that
Thank
is
you.
going to go. We're going to find a way to frame
Robin?
all of these pictures. Thank you.
Exactly. Robin?
Yeah.
I think we want to hear something from Angelina, who is here with us.
Surely, Angelina.
Yes, Robin. How are you?
So fabulous, and all the better for seeing you.
All right. Good evening, everybody. I'm so happy to be here. And since the first times we had the inaugural meeting of African Voices Dialogue, I doubt whether I've really missed any of the meetings. I felt I belong. I felt this is the place where everybody is given some space to air our views, however little you may have to share. And I would like to appreciate that Andrew, also appreciate Robin and Abdulaziz for making it so easy for us to share our experiences. And this, to myself, has made me at least appreciate the space I have as an administrator, and especially the topic we hosted on teacher well-being, and then youth entrepreneurship, and also thinking of the youth beyond school. And the last time it was crowned by learning by play. And I said now we are preparing ourselves in Kenya to do an overhaul of our curriculum, where we have competency-based curriculum, where the children are being engaged on, it's purely learner-centered, and the learners are given space to practice even at home on what they have learned during the day. And I say this could not have come at a better time than now. And we say that this program is so visionary, and we are looking ahead for more encounters and to bring it actually more kind of practical, whereby as educators, we shall be in a position to even impact, not only in the communities where we are leading or where we are, but in our country. Happy anniversary to all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Angelina.
Yeah, I think, you know, what is amazing is that the story of Africa Voices Dialogue has not been created by the co-founders of Africa Voices Dialogue. It has been created by all of you, all those of you who have been here, who have attended, who have hosted sessions. It's so amazing to be here with you, celebrating through stories, but at the same time seeing how the story has been unfolding. Robin?
Thank you, Aziz. So what we'd love to do now is just honor that commitment that each voice is heard, and we would like to invite you each to go into a breakaway room. I'll be here in the main session to help anybody that's battling to get into breakaway rooms, and if perchance a few of us wind up here, then we'll have this conversation in the main room. But just to break you up, there'll be 4 or 5 people in each room. We'll have 10 minutes in a room, well, maybe a little bit longer. Let's make it 10 minutes for the room, and possibly I'll give an extra 2.5, because it's always too short and I feel wicked when we pull everybody back. But just please to share with each other your name and country. When and why did you start attending the Africa Voices Dialogue? And if it's your first time, please share that too. When and why? How did you come to be here? And what has stood out for you personally as a memory of your journey with this group? So I'm going to pop open the breakaway rooms now, and see you back here in 10 or 15 minutes time.
I hope I'm not lost.
For putting me in a room with. Thank you, Robin, for putting me in a room with an artist. Ghalia is an artist, so she played music to us.
Ah, really?
Yes.
We need to hear that as well.
You are
fair.
going to hear. Everyone is going to hear something from Ghalia. She is part of today's session is that she's going to play music and sing. So just wait for it. Oh, Robin, you are unmuted. You are unmuted. Sorry, you are muted.
We are muted.
Oh, fantastic. I'm unmuted. I'm muted anyway, yes. Sorry, everybody, again, for the ripping back from your wonderful conversations. But now we are going to lay down the chit chat for a while, and we are going to go into the most fabulous part of today's agenda, which we are so excited about, which is a celebration of stories. So we have stories coming, as we said, from across the continent. Some of them are in French. One is in Amazigh, which is a dialect of the Berbers in Morocco, and some are in English. And what we are doing for those who don't speak one of those languages is we will pull up a little translation of the story. But our invitation to you is read the translation only when the story is more than halfway through, and rather try and attend to the storyteller, because it'll be interesting to see what you can feel and sense from the story without necessarily having the benefit of hearing it in your own language. And so I am hoping, I see that Musa was on earlier but battling with her sound. So if you are back, please just let us know, pop your volume on, because you are in fact first up. So our storytellers for our first session are Nuza Benatabu, who is a professor at the Berber department, the Amazigh department, and in her university, and is an incredible collector of folklore and folk tales from this community. And so she's going to share one of those with us. Michal Malinowski is an incredible global storyteller. We are so privileged to know him and to have him as part of the Africa Voices Dialogue community. And then Hayat Erguni is lecturer at the Faculty of Education Scientists, but she has a particular interest in storytelling as a concrete and playful tool for the development of oral expression, specifically for preschool children, and what that evokes and what becomes possible in terms of creative expression through the vehicle of storytelling. And with that, if I can just check, is Nazul on the call? And is she able to unmute herself and speak? Let's see if you are here, because otherwise we will go directly to Michal and we'll wait for you to come back. Can anybody spot her? No. Okay. So, Michal, are you on the call? Oh, Hayat, if you could please start with your story. Hayat?
D'accord. Madame Ergoni, est-ce que vous pouvez commencer votre histoire? Ah, je pensais que donc on va pas me voir, c'est ça? J'enlève la caméra?
Comme vous voulez.
Utilisez la caméra et si vous.
C'est bien d'utiliser la caméra, voilà.
Oui. Je l'ai allumée.
C'est bon.
السلام عليكم. اليوم جيت غادي نحكي لكم القصة ديال العجوز والطفل الصغير والحمار. نهار جا الطفل عند باباه وقال له: عافاك يا بابا، بغيتك تفسر ليا شنو هو السر ديال السعادة في الحياة. قال لي: واخا، اجي معايا وغادي تفهم بوحدك الجواب ديال هذا السؤال. مشى هو والوليد ديالو، خرجوا برا، هزوا الحمار ديالهم، طلع الراجل الكبير فوق الحمار، وبقاو غاديين بزاف للسوق، والوليد تابع باه شويه بشويه بشويه بشويه. دازو حدا واحد المجموعه ديال الناس كانوا واقفين، هما يقولوا داك الناس بقاو يشوفوا فيهم، بداو يقولوا العجب هذا الراجل الكبير راكب فوق الحمار، وليدو غادي مسكين كيجري موراه بحره باش يقبضو. ويقول له با سمعتي وليدي يلاه نمشيو بحالنا للدار. رجعوا لدارهم. النهار الثاني طلع الوليد الصغير فوق الحمار، وباه بقى ماشي من اللور بشويه بشويه بشويه، دازو حدا دوك الناس اللي واقفين تاني في الزنقه ما يقولوا. والعجب هذا الوليد الصغير فوق الحمار، والراجل الكبير غادي بشويه 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 موراهم. والعجب هذا. ويقول ليه باه يلاه وليدي نمشيو للدار. رجعوا في حالهم للدار. سمعتي قالوا سمعتي اش كيتقال، ويلا نمشيو في حالنا للدار. النهار الثالثه شنو داروا؟ ركبوا بجوج فوق الظهر ديال الحمار الكبير والاخر الصغيور، بقاو غاديين في الطريق، الحمار متقل بشويه بشويه بشويه. دازو تاني حدا دوك الناس اللي كانوا واقفين، قال له والعجب هذا، واش هذاك الحمار ما عزش عليهم، راكبين بجوج فوق ظهره، الراجل الكبير والوليد الصغير. ايوا العجب هذا. قال لي باه سمعتي وليدي يلا نرجعوا في حالنا للدار. وما رجعوا تاني للدار. لا غد ليه مشاو بجوج على رجليهم، الراجل الكبير والوليد الصغير، والحمار غادي بوحديتو كيتهدى بشويه بشويه. ملي مشاو للسوق وشراو تقضيه وجايين بجوج هازين القفافي، والحمار ما هز والو. دازو تاني حدا دوك الناس وما يقولوا والله الا العجب هذا، والحمار ما هز والو، والراجل الكبير والوليد الصغير بجوج هازين القفافي. والعجاب هذا. ويقول ليه باه وعرفتي اش غدير وليدي يلاه نرجعوا في حالنا للدار. نهار الخامس عرفتوا اش داروا؟ هزوا الحمار بجوج، كل واحد هزو من رجل، وتمو ماشيين هما هازين الحمار وغاديين بيه في الزنقه. ما يتلاقاو غير بداك المجموعه والثاني جالسين. دوك يضحكوا. هو العجب هذا، الناس غاديين على رجليهم وهازين الحمار، عوض ما هما الحمار اللي هزهم هما اللي هازينو. ايوا العجاب هذا. عشنا وشفنا. الاب اللي عند ولده قال له سمعتي يا وليدي سمعتي اش هاد الشيء، ويلا نرجعوا فحالنا للدار. ملي نوصلوا للدار قال له ولدي فهمتي الجواب ديال السؤال ديالك؟ قال له فهمت ابا، الا بغيتي تعيش سعيد دير داكشي اللي في مرادك ديرو، بلا ما تقصح حتى شي واحد، بلا ما تشغل حتى شي واحد. وإلا بقيتي دايها في كلام الناس ما عمرك ما دير الفايده، ما عمرك ما توصل داكشي اللي بغيتي. وهذا هو السر ديال السعاده. شكرا على الانصات ديالكم.
Thank you. Merci Madame Hayat.
Thank you. Karima, I would love to invite you to just thank Hayat and introduce our next storyteller. And before Karima speaks, what I would like to acknowledge is the incredible role that this wonderful woman has played in coordinating and helping us to set up this storytelling space. She has a passion for storytelling, and she's managed to help us find and invite and have join with us today just this incredibly diverse group of storytellers. So Karima, it is a pleasure and a gift and wonderful to work with you. And if you could just say thank you to Hayat for us and introduce Kani, and I will get Kani's slides.
Thank you so much, Robin. It's been a pleasure to do this with you. Merci beaucoup, Madame Hayat, d'avoir participé avec nous avec cette belle histoire, plein de sagesse et de beauté. Merci encore une fois et j'espère que ça sera un très bon début pour collaborer avec vous et écouter plus de vos belles histoires. Merci beaucoup. Madame Benetabo, est-ce que vous êtes prête pour passer? Kani, s'il vous plaît, est-ce que vous pouvez passer? En attendant, Madame Benoutabou, peut-être il a un souci de son. Alors, I am pleased to introduce Madame Kani Keita from Kenya. She's an artist, an actress, storyteller, and she's been active at Aquarium Theatre. She is passionate about her work, and she has co-founded a band of music with a number of African artists. She's situated in Morocco. Kani, nous aurons le plaisir d'écouter votre histoire.
Thank you, Kani. And if you could just pop your video on and unmute yourself.
Allô, oui, bonsoir, vous m'écoutez?
Bonsoir.
Oui, nous vous entendons, très bien.
D'accord. Écoute, je vais commencer. Déjà, tu as déjà fait la présentation. Merci, Karima. Merci à tous de m'avoir invité sur votre plateau aujourd'hui. Donc, moi, je vais compter le titre de mon compte, c'est Mots d'artiste. Il était une fois une femme artiste débutante qui épouse un célèbre écrivain, mais les choses ne se passent pas comme elle l'imaginait. Elle se demandait à qui dois-je se fier, qui est digne de confiance. Le bonheur n'est-il pas un mirage? La célébrité, l'amour, le statut, tous sont inclus dans un seul mot, le bonheur. Oui, elle a rêvé comme toutes ces femmes à un mari parfait, beau, honnête et sincère. Elle s'est mariée avec cet homme tout simplement parce qu'elle croyait qu'il l'aimait. Est-il difficile d'aimer? Il ne cessait de lui flatter par de belles paroles. Tu es magnifique. Tu es talentueux. Et lui, il serait là pour elle, pour lui soutenir. Dites-moi, qu'est-ce qu'ils ne promettent pas les hommes avant le mariage? Comme l'amour rend aveugle, elle a cru en cet homme et accepta de se marier avec lui. Aussi, il est un écrivain reconnu et célèbre. Comme tous les débuts de mariage, il l'accompagnait, il l'a guidé. Il était connu et elle non, mais elle avait beaucoup de manuscrits. Elle ne savait pas par où les publier. L'homme l'avait promis de l'aider dans ce sens. Avec son aide, elle a pu publier quelques œuvres. Elle était heureuse, elle s'épanouissait. Mais au fil du temps, cet homme a complètement changé. Quand le succès l'a souri, il est devenu jaloux, aigri et brutal. Mais elle ne le reconnaissait plus. À chaque fois qu'il lui adressait la parole, oh, mais comme tu es chiant, tu ne sais rien faire, ni la cuisine, ni t'occuper de la maison. Tu passes tout ton temps à t'occuper de ton foutu manuscrit. Et si tu es devenu ce que tu es aujourd'hui, c'est grâce à moi. Sinon, tu serais une femme transparente durant toute ta vie. Savez-vous que la violence physique vient toujours après celle du verbal? Oui, comme tous les lâches, il lui frappait. Il lui frappait avec n'importe quel objet qui lui tombe sous les mains. Un cendrier, une bouteille, une lampe. Elle se demandait, mais qu'est-ce qui n'allait pas? Pourquoi celui que j'aime, jadis me traite de la sorte? N'est-elle pas une femme digne de foyer? Et là, un jour, lorsqu'elle rangeait le bureau de son mari, elle s'aperçoit qu'il lui a reformulé son manuscrit. Et là, elle crie haut et fort. Oh non, ce n'est pas vrai. Tu n'as pas le droit de voler mon travail. J'en suis l'auteur. Ce manuscrit, c'est à moi. C'est pas vrai. Non. Ça ne sert à rien de pleurnicher, ma belle. Qu'est-ce que tu croyais? Que je t'ai mariée parce que je t'aimais? Détrompe-toi. J'étais joué l'art de la séduction pour t'avoir à mes côtés. C'est juste ton manuscrit qui m'intéressait. Et je voulais me l'approprier parce que je manquais d'inspiration. Voilà, c'est tout. Tu n'es qu'un sale voleur, un manipulateur. Qu'est-ce que je vais faire moi? Et toi là-bas, dis-moi, que ferais-tu à ma place? Et vous qui me regardez, dites-moi, que feriez-vous à ma place? Toi qui me regardes, dis-moi, que ferais-tu à ma place? Qu'est-ce que je vais faire désormais? Écoute-moi, toi. Je t'informe que toute chose mal acquise ne saurait durer. C'est comme construire un château de sable sur une plage. Tu vas voir. Qu'est-ce que je vais faire moi? Si je le dénonce sa parole contre la mienne, est-ce qu'on me croira? En plus, il a bonne presse et moi, je ne suis même pas connue. Je pense qu'il est préférable que je l'oublie. Oui, je dois continuer mon chemin. Oui, oui, je dois continuer. Fin d'histoire. C'est fini mon histoire. Je ne sais pas, la connexion bug. Est-ce que vous m'avez écouté ou pas? Parce que, je ne sais pas. Allô? Karima?
Hello.
Oui,
Thank
tu es là?
you. Thank you, Kani.
Bien sûr, on vous a entendu, on vous a écouté. Merci beaucoup, Kani. Robin?
Merci beaucoup, Kani. C'était merveilleux. Et ce qui a été merveilleux, c'était que vous avez apporté votre énergie d'actrice, d'artiste et de conteuse. Et vous avez fait de la magie avec cette histoire d'artiste. Merci beaucoup. Thank you.
So beautiful. Thank you, Kani. That was lovely. Thank you. And so after Kani, we would like to invite Michal, our good friend, to tell a really wonderful, a very special story, a story that has a huge amount of meaning for him personally. And Nazul, we are so delighted to see that you're back. So after Michal, hopefully your sound will be there and we will be able to hear your story. So Michal, I'm going to pull up. I just need to get back to the slides that are yours. Oops. There we are. And Michal, if you would like to pop your video on, and I will spotlight you and you can share your story with us now.
Juste un petit mot à Nuzha, Madame Nuzha Ben Sabou, restez avec nous. Après l'histoire de Michal, on va vous écouter.
There we are. Michal, you are just to unmute.
Could you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, because I had troubles with the connection. So I am in the countryside of Poland by the beautiful river and wonderful forest. But I'm going to tell you the story about a boy who lived by the sea. The father of the boy was a fisherman and every day went for the fishing on the sea. And when the father went on the sea, the boy go to the beach. And And when the boy go to the beach, he was waiting for father returning. And one day the boy went to the beach and got very, very nervous. He saw huge clouds and saw that the storm approached. Dad, please come back soon as possible. The father fortunately returned home to the port, and then the boy waited for him, and the storm arrived, and the storm was so terrible. The storm lasted for 3 days and 3 nights. But the boy with the father stayed home safely. But after the storm, everything returned like before. The sea was quiet and the sun returned. So the father went for fishing to the sea, and the boy go to the beach. He went to the beach and he started to search what the sea brought to the bank of the sea, because you know that after the storm, wonderful things you can find on the beach. So the boy was searching, he was running and looking around, and suddenly he stopped. He stopped because he saw a shell like never before. Somebody who found a shell like that become very, very rich, because a shell like that you could sell for a lot of money. The boy came from the very poor family, so when he saw the shell, jumped up and after just took the shell and took to his hand and very happily, wow, started running towards the house. And he was running and running, happy that he's very, very rich suddenly. He ran, but he had to pass a rock. And when he just climbed this rock, on the other side of the rock, he saw a group of youngsters. A group of youngsters who just had hold sticks, and with these sticks, they just beat something. Oh, what happened? The boy was thinking, and he approached to them with curiosity. But when he approached to them, suddenly he saw that these youngsters wanted to kill the sea turtle. Hey, boys, don't do that. The boy shouted, please, don't try to kill the sea turtle. Boy, go away. We can do whatever we want. No, you cannot kill any animals like that. Please, let him safe. Give him alive. Go away. We want to kill him. Go away. No, I don't allow you to kill this sea turtle. I would like to buy it from you. What? You would like to buy from us this sea turtle? No. The poor family. I don't have money. So look, for this life of this sea turtle, I give this shell. And he just took out the shell and showed in front of him. When they saw the shell, they knew the value of it. And they just took it and ran away. And the boy just stood with this sea turtle. And he saw that just the blood is going out. But the boy just took this sea turtle, small one, and just put into the water. Fortunately, the sea turtle was alive, still alive. And when he just went into the water, he felt safe and started moving and just took out the head up on the floor, out of the water, and just look at the boy with so beautiful gaze. And after just go under the water, and once again just put out the head out of the water and look again with this beautiful gaze to the boy. And after just went down to the water and go away. The boy returned home, and when he returned home, he just told everything to his parents. And when the parents learned that, they say, wow, you're so brave, my boy, our son. We are very proud of you. The money is not the most important things in the world. You did a very good things. We are proud of you. Every day, the boy eat a lot. He just trained a lot. When he became adult, he was 19 years old, like a father, he became a fisherman. He started going to the sea for fishing. And one day, when he went for fishing, he looked at the sky and got very, very afraid. He got very afraid because he saw an enormous cloud, the dark cloud, and the storm approached. So he started to return to the port, but still 3 kilometers from the port, the storm caught him at the sea. And the huge waves just attacked his boat. And at the moment, a huge wave just turned his boat on the left, on the right, and suddenly destroyed something. And he just went out from this small cabin on the boat. He went out and suddenly the wave put him into the water. He was a good swimmer. He started to swim and try to approach to the shore. However, another wave approached and he took water into his length and started to go deep and deep into the water. And he was thinking that he's going to die soon, when suddenly he felt something under his feet. And suddenly he felt that something is pushing him up. And he could breathe again. And he could feel the sea turtle under his knees, under him. And the sea turtle who grew up went with him into the shore. And when they approached to the beach, the boy just jumped out of the water, and the sea turtle just put out of the water his head and said, "Do you remember me, boy? You saved my life, and now I save yours. Remember that everything we do in our life returns. So choose, how do you want to behave in your life?" Thank you.
Beautiful, Michal. That's beautiful. Could you do, but in a very, very short, just a quick synopsis for our French-speaking community? Thank you, Michal.
Donc,
quick.
Un jour, il y avait un garçon qui avait le père qui était un pêcheur. Et un jour, le père était loin dans la mer et il y avait le storm qui est approché, les nuages terribles, et voilà des orages terribles qui les fait rester dans la maison pendant 3 jours. Mais après ces 3 jours, après ce terrible orage, le père, il est parti pour faire la pêche, et le garçon, il est sorti sur la plage, et tout d'un coup, il a trouvé un coquillage, mais un coquillage très cher. Et avec cette coquillage, il a retourné à la maison, mais pendant le retour à la maison, tout d'un coup, il a vu les groupes de garçons qui voulaient tuer un tortue de mer, un petit tortue de mer. Donc, il s'approchait vers les garçons, il a dit non, vous ne pouvez pas tuer cette tortue. Et voilà, il a dit, je vais acheter cette tortue. Et il a donné cette coquillage. Et voilà, les tortues, il est parti dans la mer. Il l'a mis dans la mer. Et après, quand il a grandi, les garçons, il est parti dans la mer. Et tout d'un coup, il avait un orage qu'il a retrouvé dans la mer. Il a commencé à rentrer, mais l'orage, il l'a attrapé dans la mer. Et tout d'un coup, il s'est trouvé dans l'eau. Il a commencé à se noyer. Et quand il commençait à se noyer, tout d'un coup, les tortues qui a grandi apparu dessous lui et il a amené vers le bord. Et comme les garçons, il est sorti sur la plage, les tortues a sorti la tête de la mer, il a dit, voilà, tu me reconnais, garçon, tu m'as sauvé la vie et maintenant, moi, je sauve la tienne. Rappelle-toi que tout ce qu'on fait dans la vie nous retourne. Si on fait quelque chose du bien, le bien nous retourne. Mais si on fait quelque chose du mal, le mal aussi nous retourne. Merci.
Merci. Thank you. Thank you so much, Michael. That was beautiful. We really, really enjoyed that. And so what we're going to do now, Nazul is battling still with her sound. So we really hope that it is possible for her to make it work, and we will keep the space open for you. And as soon as the sound works, we would love to invite your 2 stories in. And so what we'd like to do now is just invite everybody once more into a breakaway space, and ask if you could perhaps share with each other what are the roles of stories in your life and in your culture, and what are some of the most profound lessons that you have learnt through the medium of stories. So we'll break you up again. I'm going to make the group slightly smaller, so 3 or 4, so that everybody has a chance to share with each other. And we will have 10 minutes for the breakout rooms today. I mean, at the moment, and really hope that you all have a wonderful, wonderful time. So the question is, what role have stories played in your own life, and what role do they play in the life of your culture? And Mohammed, I just love that table. And what are some of the most powerful lessons that you have learned through stories in your own life? Okay. There we are. And farewell, and we'll see you back in 10 minutes' time. Welcome back, everybody. Sorry once more for the rip. And Katie, so happy to see that you made it in. Yay, that's fantastic. I'm so pleased. Hope that you all enjoyed that, and that you heard some really interesting things from each other, and it also brought back memories of some really special stories in your own lives and what they've meant for you. And I think that we have almost everybody back again now. We're probably waiting for 4 or 5 more.
I think I have to apologize to Barbara and Sarah and Maria, because I got kicked out of room 7 and back into room 1.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It's got
no,
the most.
That's okay.
It's this system is this very strange, because it sort of sometimes moves people around very randomly, and sometimes I move people around because they get kicked out and then just put you back. But Chakri, I didn't do that to you. Did it all by myself.
But
we were
he
happy
was
to
asking
have
me.
him.
He was asking me about music, then he escaped.
Ah.
No, Maria, I was carrying your music to the other room. I was telling Darcy and Jackie about the music you were beginning and the music that I've heard you before. And I carried the music to another room.
Yes, he did.
Literally and figuratively, have absolutely. Welcome. Well, would anybody like to just share a few seconds of thoughts about just something that came up that struck you in your room, something that you heard that was just beautiful or made you feel something that brought back your own memories? And please just pop your hand up and unmute, and then after that we'll go into the next set of stories. Chakri.
No, for me, I think Maria's statement was very poignant. I think music is a meta story. I think music is as rich, or probably, I don't know, I don't want to start comparing, but music is a story in itself. And thank you, Maria, for that.
Absolutely, thank you. Music is another vehicle for our understanding each other when language just doesn't cut it. Asiya.
Yeah, hello everybody. I just want to say thank you to Kadi. Actually, me and her were in the break room, and actually she tells me about the impact that the stories have in her. Actually, I just like the way she expressed it. I just want to say thank you so much. I mean, in all my life, I didn't heard like wise words like that. She actually, it's really a wise woman. So thank you so much, Kadi. I just wanted to express this with you guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Asiya. That's beautiful. It's these connections. Oh, it's just wonderful. Jackie.
Thank you. I was chatting with Darcy and Chakri about the role that stories play in sharing community values, and we were just back and forth discussing how in the United States some of the storytelling may have been lost because of just how diverse the community is. But when the stories run deep through communities, they really can carry the values of the community. Thank you.
Thank you. There's this beautiful, I love it, this beautiful saying or observation that our stories, it actually comes from trauma work, so it actually is our trauma, but I believe it's more than our trauma, it's our stories, when they are layered over years in a community, become our culture. And just, you know, this is why our stories, what we have, what we share with each other, what we tell to our children, what we take from our ancestors, that's what creates our culture, and we can play a role because we can transmit our culture that way. So thank you. And any last word from anybody before we carry on to what is an incredibly special part of our evening? You're all going to enjoy it. No hands up. Alrighty, Yodi. So what we'd like to do now is to introduce you to two very special young women. We are quite sensitive about privacy of information and children, so there are no photographs, but we'd still like to introduce you to Sarah and Khalia, who are going to tell us our next two stories. And just to thank the two teachers who have brought them into our space. So Jalal and Besma from Tunisia, thank you for the role that you play in your country in storytelling. And thank you for introducing these two wonderful young women into our space. We can't wait to hear from them. And so we're going to start with Sarah. And Sarah, what I would love to ask you is, if you would be so kind, could you perhaps tell the story in your language of preference? And then if you feel comfortable, you can give us a brief synopsis in the other language. And if not, then I'm sure that Besma or Jalal will be so kind as to give us that synopsis on your behalf. But welcome, I'm going to look for you, and when I see you, I'm going to spotlight you so that we can all see you. There we go, I found you. You can just switch your video on and unmute yourself. And it's over to you, Sarah.
Hello.
Hello.
I start now.
Yes, please. Let's start now. You can start. I'm going to spotlight you so we can all see you beautifully.
Thank you. Okay. Hello, my name is Sarah and I'm from Tunisia. Today I'm going to tell you about the legend of Dido, a famous and clever woman who was the founder and the first queen of Carthage. She's also famous in Arabic as Alisa. She was the daughter of the king of Tyre, a city in the country now known as Lebanon. But she ran away. She took some people with her and went to the north coast of Africa, a place now known as Tunisia, because her bad and cruel brother Pygmalion killed her husband Asarbas in order to gain her wealth. When they got to Africa, Alisa asked the Berber ruler, a man named Labus, if she could buy some land for her people to start a city. Then she said, I'll pay a fortune for a land as big as a nut skin. So the woman told her people to cut the skin into very thin strips. They laid all the skin out to make the borders. This gave them a very big piece of land. The Berber agreed because he had to keep his promise. Dido and her
Oh dear, we've had a freeze. I'm going to
It's a
stop.
pause in the story.
Yes, it's a natural
It's
breathing
okay,
space.
Robin. You can, yeah, you can probably wait for
connection
her.
problem.
Yes. Okay. I think if she's not coming back, we can move on to the next activity until she comes back and then she finishes her story.
Yes, let's give her a few secs. I was hoping if I put my video off, it would come back.
I can translate the part of the story until she reach it.
Excellent idea.
Okay. So she's telling us about the story of the Queen of Carthage, famous as Dido. She is a queen. She was a queen in Tyre, now Lebanon, maintenant le Liban, et elle avait un problème avec son frère. Il a tué son mari. Elle était obligée de quitter le pays et elle s'est arrêtée au Nord-Afrique, en Tunisie. Il y avait les Berbères. Alors, elle voulait de la terre. Elle voulait acheter un peu de terre pour son peuple, pour les gens qui sont venus avec elle. Elle a proposé une fortune aux Berbères à condition qu'ils lui donnent un lot de terre, la dimension et la peau d'un taureau. Alors, il a consenti, mais elle était très rusée. Alors, elle voulait... Elle a demandé à son peuple de couper la peau en tout petits fils et elle a utilisé les fils pour couvrir la terre qu'elle voulait acheter. Alors, il devait consentir car il a promis, il devait keep his promise, tenir sa promesse et elle a acheté la terre. La terre est devenue Carthage, connue comme Carthage, et elle est devenue très civilisée, très connue. Alors, le chef des Berbères voulait se marier avec elle. Il voulait, sinon, il va faire la guerre. Alors, elle a consenti, mais le jour du mariage, elle a fait un très grand feu et elle a commis suicide car elle ne l'aimait pas et son peuple l'aimait, la considérait une déesse car Carthage était connue et célèbre pendant 600 années, I think so. I think this is the story.
Where is Sarah?
And I guess Sarah is here
back.
is back with us.
Ah, okay. So
Sorry,
Sarah.
Sorry.
No problem.
Okay, so continue your
Don't
story,
worry.
Sarah. So I interrupted you because you were frozen. Your screen was frozen. So I wanted to save time, and I told the story in French. So your English is better than my French, I'm sure. Okay, so go ahead.
So the woman don't want to marry Labus. She still loved her husband as her best. So before her wedding, she built a large fire. She told Labus that the fire was the ceremony to honor as her best. She said that when the ceremony was over, the Labus will be her new husband. Instead, she climbed into the fire where the fire was burning. Then she killed herself with a sword. When the ceremony was over, the people of Carthage worshipped her as a goddess. Carthage stayed a very rich and powerful city for 6,000 years. That's my story about the foundation of Carthage, and thank you for your listening.
Good.
Wonderful, Sarah. You look like the queen. You are.
Thank you.
She is the queen. That's a very powerful and moving story. Thank you, Sarah.
It's beautiful to hear our history, or the continent's history, our Northern African history. How beautiful. Thank you. And Sarah, after you, we'd love to invite Khalia to sing to us. And it feels like your song, Khalia, is going to fit in so well with Sarah's story, because it is a song about love and about a beautiful ebony queen. So let me share a little bit around your song. Ebony girl, my soul is for yours, and yours is for me. And please, you can unmute yourself and pop your video on, and we will highlight and profile you so that we can all watch you sharing your talents with us. Thank you.
Okay, Khalia. Ghalia. It should say Ghalia, not Sarah.
Yes, it is Khalia, but for some reason, I'm sorry, I've lost her and I accidentally did Mohammed. Sorry, Khalia. Give me a second to find you. It's always tricky when there's so many people on the screen, finding the single individual. There we go. Wonderful. Khalia, back to you. Thank you.
great, Sarah. Good.
Well done. Oh, that's amazing. Thank you. I don't know how many adults would be happy to play music, to sing in front of a group, and that was exquisite. That's so beautiful. Thank you, Khalia. Absolutely lovely. Would you like to say anything?
Yes, I'm very happy to be here, and I'm so lovely. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, you girls. That was really very, very special. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Robin, when I see Sarah and Galia, I see two young, brilliant minds representing the young ones. Both very encouraging and very innovative as well. So well done and keep it up.
Wonderful. Absolutely. Thank you. And so we have a storyteller who's had terrible difficulty with her sound, and we just want to acknowledge her. We were so looking forward. She had two stories she was going to tell us, which were a story about a sea ogre. So it would have gone so beautifully with Michelle's story, but also then a wonderful, and that story is from the Amazigh culture. And so she was going to tell us that story in that dialect from the Berber community of Morocco. And then her second story was another beautiful mythological story. But what we're hoping to do, if she's unable, well, she has been unable to get her sound working, is we will ask her if perhaps for our next dialogue, for our next workshop, she would consider opening and closing, just to give us an experience of her stories and of this culture's stories. And what I'd love to invite us all into now is just some reflection. So just reflecting together on what has this evening session, these stories, what have they evoked for you? What level did you experience them at? So where did they hit you? And do they remind you of anything from your own culture? Are there similar stories that are present in your own culture? How might we use them in our environments with our children as we teach them in our families? So if you could, please do just pop your hands up. It's an open floor. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear from every voice that we possibly can cram into the 15 minutes that we have left together. Okay, we must all keep our eyes out for hands. And I would love to know who Red Me 9 is, because on the other end of Red Me 9 is the most beautifully dressed young woman who blew me kisses all throughout the breakaway rooms. So if that person is there, please do unmute and pop your video on. We want to see you.
Yeah, Red Me 9. So what's your name? Who are you? Who is behind this queen?
Wonderful.
You know, it's amazing. It's amazing to listen to stories today, as stories are a major part of our life as a human beings. You know, because of stories we are who we are. It's not because of anything else. It's because of story. It's because of the stories we create and because of the stories we tell each other that we build the world we have built. So yes, as Robin said, we are waiting for you to give us your impressions and to share your feelings and your thoughts with us through this space. Feel free to say whatever you feel or have experienced throughout the session. Probably you can start with Mohammed, if he can speak to us in Tamazight, because we wanted to hear Tamazight in this session. Mohammed. Mohammed, are you here?
He is. We've put him on the spot.
Yeah.
Allô? Allô?
Hi.
Allô?
Oh,
Oui,
Nazou.
Madame Zaha. Okay.
C'est Nouza.
Hallelujah.
Voilà, c'est Nouza. Voilà.
Okay, good. Azula.
Wonderful. So let us listen quickly to the two wonderful stories from Mizzou. We are so happy. I'm just getting them quickly. All right, and then
donc racontez-nous une de ces belles histoires et aussi la chanson.
Ok, je vais commencer par Tamawait.
Okay.
Et je raconte, et puis la chanson Inès Inès. Ok?
Ok.
Wonderful. Okay, Mizzou, over to you.
Iwe كيمانو يا إيوا عزي مزيغان قمضل تصنع تمازيغت تلال من أفريقيا يعز صيد ربي كيمان ويا تنمر. Aujourd'hui, j'ai commencé avec une petite chanson, ce qu'on appelle Tamawait. Ça fait partie de la culture amazigh. Donc, je vais présenter deux contes qui sont issus de la culture amazigh ancestrale. Donc, en récoltant par relation avec les tribus, j'ai pu découvrir que la culture amazigh, c'est une richesse avec les trois dialectes. Il y a le talifite, l'amazigh du Moyen Atlas et Tajlhit. Moi, je vais parler les trois langues standardisées. Je vous souhaite une bonne écoute. Il était dans le beau vieux temps un douar situé aux crêtes de la montagne. Ce douar, vraiment malchanceux, parce que ces gens ont utilisé des choses impardonnables et des péchés. Et Dieu les a vraiment massacrés. Mais une famille est sauvée. Cette famille qui priait et qui était propre d'éducation et croyante. Cette famille, c'est une famille pauvre. Le père, c'est un bûcheron. La mère, c'est une dame qui s'occupe de ses enfants et de la maison. Et ils ont 12 enfants, 11 garçons et une fille. Les garçons ne font rien, donc c'est un fardeau pour le père qui commence à s'affaiblir à force de travailler dans la forêt. Mais la fille, elle aidait sa maman et encore, elle conduisait le troupeau au pâturage. C'était une fille douée. Elle écoutait tout le monde. Elle a des relations. Un jour, elle a entendu un maître qui parlait à ses élèves. Et elle a été poussée pour écouter les leçons. Allô? Alors, elle écoutait. Alors, des jours se passèrent. Et ouais, la terbette et la fille qui écoutait, elle a appris à lire et à écrire. C'était une fille douée, douée. La 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 la. Un soir, un grand cavalier avec des gardiens passait. Il a été surpris de voir cette belle créature. C'est vrai, les vêtements sont usés, mais elle avait, mon Dieu, les cheveux qui touchaient le sol, de gros yeux bleus et une belle taille. Ce cavalier, c'était le prince, mais il ne se montrait pas prince parce que c'était un jeune qui souffrait de la solitude et qui méprisait le luxe dont il vivait. Il vivait en pleine liberté. Il voulait vivre dans la forêt. Il voulait vivre libre, libre, libre. Et là, il appela la fille. Oui, oui, Sidi, qu'est-ce que vous voulez? Je ne suis qu'une petite fille pauvre. Je conduisais le troupeau de mes parents dans le pâturage. S'il vous plaît, ne me tuez pas. Je vous en supplie. Répondit le prince. Non, 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 non. Non, je vous ai vu, vous m'avez plu. À partir d'aujourd'hui, je vous prendrai femme et mère de mes enfants. Mon Dieu, répliqua la petite fille. Je ne peux pas, je ne suis pas de votre niveau. Monsieur, s'il vous plaît, aidez-moi, laissez-moi partir. Je ne mettrai plus les pieds ici. Alors, le jeune homme, il l'a mis sur le cheval et il a ordonné au gardien d'aller voir le père et de le mettre au courant. Tout de suite, après, il a annoncé la nouvelle aux parents et puis il a insisté pour une grande fête que tout le douar va bénéficier. Voilà, les gâteaux, les melvis, les méchouis, les troupes folkloriques, tout le monde dansait, tout le monde est content. Les parents sont venus, ils avaient peur, ils tremblaient. Le mari dit à sa femme, oh mon Dieu, qu'est-ce qu'elle nous a fait cette fille? J'ai peur qu'on me tue. La femme lui a dit, non, quand même, c'est le destin, peut-être, pourquoi pas? Pourquoi pas? On en bénéficiera de cette richesse. C'est notre fille quand même. Quand ils sont rentrés, ils ont vu la fille sur une grande chaise du trône, bien habillée, le prince à côté. Et la fête continue. الله ارتديت ادي دحولي الله ارتديت ادي دحولي نسي حوحة وعيشة جاني سال نعنعيني حوحة. Tout le monde chantait de sa région et tout le monde dansait et la fête est restée pendant 7 jours et le douar a réjoui de cette grande fête. C'était un cadeau tombé du ciel. Un soir, le couple parlait et la fille avait des vertiges. Donc, peut-être elle est enceinte. Le premier bébé, le deuxième, le troisième, c'était une fille. Des années passèrent, les enfants ont grandi et un soir, la petite fille, elle était curieuse comme sa maman. Maman, maman, s'il te plaît, dis-moi comment tu as connu mon père. On nous a dit que tu es d'une famille pauvre. La fille, je ne dirai jamais ce secret. Je ne dirai jamais parce que je respecte la parole. Il y avait un messager qui m'a aidé et j'ai juré de ne plus divulguer le secret. Mais comme tu as insisté et que je suis prête, et il faut que ça passe de fille, de mère en fille. C'est resté comme ça. Et la famille a grandi. Le douar est devenu vraiment charmant car chaque famille qui se met au trône, elle arrange les choses. Et c'était la liberté, la tolérance et l'amour. Et c'est ainsi que notre conte a pris le chemin de l'Oued au Marbi et nous sommes restés avec nos chers téléspectateurs. Merci.
Écoutez, Madame Nuzha. Et maintenant, now we are going to listen to a song Inès Inès. Donc maintenant nous allons écouter la chanson Inès Inès, a beautiful song from the Atlas composed by the big Mohamed Rouisha.
D'accord. Et après je présenterai le deuxième conte.
Nazil, can you switch on or will your sound go off if your video is on?
Donc je commence.
Est-ce que vous pouvez activer votre vidéo? La vidéo, s'il vous plaît. Parce qu'on ne peut pas vous voir.
j'essaie.
Oh, ok, awesome. On vous voit maintenant. Oui, voilà.
إنسي ناس ما يريخ هذا السخي الزمن والنور يوفين وغسشي والنار يثمون إنسي ناس بيبي إنسي ناس ما يريخ هذا السخي الزمن أيث ما يمنك تسهل خلي ثرو إنسي ناس ما يريخ هذا السخي الزمن إشي نغاه ولا البعيد ولا دريد نمون وهو ما يريخ هذا السخي الزمن أيث ما يمنك تسهل خلي ثرو إنسي ناس وهو إنسي ناس ما يريخ هذا السخي الزمن Voilà.
Ok, can you give us, est-ce que vous pouvez nous donner un petit résumé sur l'histoire de cette chanson, sur ce qu'elle raconte?
Oui, alors l'histoire, c'est que le chanteur, il est très souffrant de la vie qui est devenue vraiment difficile pour lui et de sa bien-aimée. Il disait, dites-lui, qu'est-ce que je veux de ce temps qui m'a apporté que des problèmes financiers, j'ai les poches vides, des problèmes de morale. Je n'ai plus le moral pour m'amuser, pour rire, pour être gai. Qu'est-ce que je dois faire? Mais mon seul remède, c'est ma bien-aimée qui devait me guérir. Et le refrain continue. Et après, on dit, il faut se donner main en main pour réussir et pour me sauver. Et cette lettre, je l'envoie à ma bien-aimée. Voilà.
Wow, that's amazing. So what Nuzha has been saying about the song is that this is a singer. The singer is kind of telling us, talking about his beloved and trying to send her a message and telling her that, or asking people to talk to her and to tell her that, okay, so we are suffering. I am suffering in this world. I have difficulties, financial difficulties, all types of difficulties. And I what should I do? What can I do? The times are difficult and hard. These are hard times, and there is nothing I can do about it. And at the end, the message is that we have to put hand in hand together to be able to walk through those hard times. Thank you, merci beaucoup, Madame Nuzha, and thank you everyone for listening. We, Robin.
Robin and Aziz, that was very interesting and very powerful. Today we are also joined by two great friends, that is Mohammed and Johnson.
Sure.
And we will be so much delighted and happy to hear from their insights. They are our great friends, we are our great partners, and they are among the partners of Africa Voices Dialogue. So we'd love to hear from Mohammed and then Johnson.
Yes. Mohammed.
Hello?
Mohammed Al-Miski.
Mohammed Al-Miski.
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
I assumed you wanted me to speak in Amazigh. This is why I kind of paused a little bit, because I think there was a moment when you put me on the spot. And I'm telling you that Amazigh is something I'm learning, but really my level is really rudimentary.
Okay.
But certainly that's something I'm learning. I'm so proud of that language. Anyway, it's been a true privilege to be with you in this major milestone. I think it's a dream come true for the leaders, for Robin, for Abdulaziz, for Andrew, and also for the founders, because again, this is not just an offspring of ICSI 2020. This is a vision in the making that just used and maybe benefited from the good winds of ICSI 2020 to take it to where it needs to be. And it's a movement that you three and the entire population right now of Africa Voices has created. And it's a blessed movement, because it's a movement that is motivated with a great heart. All of you, like you always say, Robin, you use the word Nia, the good intentions that drive all of us to be all inclusive of each other's voices, and to make sure that Africa has the place it deserves, and it shares the stories it hasn't shared yet, and maybe it shared them internally. And for all of us to learn of the blessing and the wealth of discovering what we have, and to share it with the rest of the world. And at the same time, to also to have the openness of mind to be open to our colleagues from other continents as well, because again, this is a place where all voices are celebrated, because again, by enjoying and celebrating our own diversity, I think this is how learning happens. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We are very proud of you and your wise words. And remember, the way you have said Africa Voices Dialogue is a brainchild of ICSI 2020, which happened in Marrakech, Morocco in 2020. It was the first time for the International Congress for School Effectiveness and Improvement to host the Congress in an African soil. So through you, Mohammed and Eladi, you opened the door in Africa, and we are so honored for you to be with us and to be a key partner of Africa Voices Dialogue. So we are very proud of you.
Thank you, my twin.
Joyce Malombe is another key partner. She has been very instrumental, very key in terms of advice, very key in terms of support, very key in terms of offering us guidance. And we shall be so much later also to hear from her and to tell us also what success means. Joyce, please, the time is yours.
Good evening to everybody. It is such a joy to be able to listen to you, to hear you. Even where I did not understand, I felt connected to you in a very special way. African Dialogue has brought us together in all shapes and forms. As we were starting the session this afternoon, I was reminded of a song sung by a South African, but I can't remember now who was saying, we are children of Africa. Abatwana de Africa. I'm murdering that bit now because I don't know the language that they were saying. But what this has done is the connection. We have been connected to each other. And I like who is being connected. I've been listening this afternoon, like I have also been joining the sessions. And now I think the most important thing here is connecting and building bridges. This is what this has done. The lady that spoke at the beginning was talking about youth and the way, they were inspired. They were, it gave them a new leash of life. That is who we are. Even when we talk of Ubuntu, you are because I am. But now we have been influenced by so many things that a lot of times we are only thinking about ourselves. But I think This is creating a space for us, creating a bridge to each other, listening to a language that I don't understand and connecting to it because you belong to me and I belong to you. And then I was reminded that as people, we actually are very inclusive in the way we approach things. So the many of us who have been here and who may not even come from the African soil in that sense that we call it, you belong to us as we belong to you. We are one with another. And that is why I'm hoping that this is going to continue to create that space, to encourage you. I was listening to that, teacher, I think it was a teacher from Cameroon, he's from Ghana and now he's in Cameroon. And we are all there, all of us mixed in very many different ways. Somebody from Ireland was in our group, because we have one language that we can speak. That language is not English or another or French. It is just the connection language. And I believe that while some of these barriers still exist, I did not feel excluded when they were speaking French or other languages, because we are already connected. And this space is providing us as we move forward to really connect with one another. Lastly, teachers and children, the most important people in our lives, whether we like it or not. Anybody who has gotten anywhere, has done anything, has also gone through some teacher. It may not be a formal teacher, but some teacher, somebody who took the risk and was willing to share their life. And we have been as students at one point or another. And hearing those voices is more precious than I can express. And I'm really hoping that we are going to continue to claim the space. Thankful for Zoom, the opportunity to be able actually to be talking from Washington, DC, and still feel connected. So I really just want to encourage all of you to connect, because it is that connection. Actually, it is lack of connection that makes us go our separate ways. But when we connect, we are a powerful voice for change. And nobody is going to bring the change. Us, but together, not alone. I want to end with I don't want to repeat it because it is said so many times. We go far together. This is a continent that understands about going far together. So how do we now open up that space for one another? Open up that room in my heart for you, even when I can't understand what you are saying. The lady who was doing the song at the beginning, I could read her face, I could feel her, I could hear her, and we always have done that. Historically, we just don't need the language as much as we think we do. We are just human beings and we love one another. And so I'm hoping that the African Voices Dialogue will bring your voice, because there is no small voice, there is no higher voice, there is no big voice. It is your voice that matters. And as I said at the beginning, we are children of Africa. Let us not divide, but connect, and let us embrace this opportunity to connect one of the most diverse, the most creative, the most beautiful, the most everything. So we have been brought to the world by different circumstances. The world needs to be brought to Africa, and only you can do that as we unite and bring the beauty of the place I call home. And so thank you for your time. All those people who participated today, those children made me almost cry. And the people who are doing those stories, let us continue. Only we can tell the African story. Let us tell the African story our way, because we are because of each other. Thank you for the amazing opportunity to say something about a people that I love and a continent that remains in my heart forever. So thank you everybody for bringing your soul to this. And we look forward to continuing to encourage each other to lift the continent. And I dare say that. Thank you again.
Thank you, Joyce. What beautiful words. Thank you, thank you, thank you, dearest Joyce. And so we are running over time.
S'il
However,
vous plaît,
yes,
s'il vous plaît, je voudrais, oui, c'est Nouza, je voudrais s'il vous plaît juste lancer un petit appel pour donner quand même importance à la langue amazigh et aussi à la culture amazigh à travers le monde. Je remercie d'abord le groupe organisateur. Je remercie tous les participants et j'aimerais et je rêve développer encore cette rencontre à travers l'Afrique, à travers le Maroc aussi, pour valoriser notre culture ancestrale. Parce que dès que j'étais petite, j'écoutais mes tantes, j'écoutais ma grand-mère, et là j'ai mis en œuvre un bouquin, les contes de ma grand-mère. Et ce sont des contes qui sont tirés de la culture amazigh. Pour faire calmer les enfants, on raconte. Pour calmer les gens quand il y a des funérailles ou tout. Donc, il y a toujours un thème qui travaille le sujet de la situation, de la société. Donc, on peut jouer avec les tam-tams, les tambourins, la flûte, le mortier, tout en racontant. Et on peut danser aussi la danse amazigh avec les troupes folkloriques. C'est vraiment une merveille. Et là, je vous dis que j'ai participé à des festivals internationaux. J'ai eu des trophées, mais il faut voir comment on travaillait. Je vous souhaite le grand succès du fond du cœur et je suis ravie de partager cette rencontre, cet échange quand même d'idées, d'expériences, et ça nous permettrait d'apprendre beaucoup de choses et de donner aussi de notre côté nos compétences, nos idées et notre histoire, c'est l'histoire des Imaziren.
Please, we can tell a word.
Thank you, Mem Nazou. And Karima, I don't know if you want to quickly just translate, and then what I'd love to do is just give a few words to our most important, well, they're not the most important, but they're very important voices, those of our youth. So for Timizara, after Karima has shared, perhaps just open up your mic for your two boys.
Okay. Madame Nuzha said that we need to give more importance to the Amazigh culture, that is a part of our also culture, continent culture. We need to give importance to this cultural diversity, and she says that storytelling is so important. It's a part of our social culture. Grandmother used to tell babies and adults stories to calm them down, and she's been listening to stories from her aunts and grandmothers, and she puts them in a book. And she participated in a number of festivals to promote this rich culture. And what makes it particular is that it is told by different musical instruments and music. Thank you.
Excusez-moi, est-ce que je présente le deuxième conte?
Can she tell the other story, or
can we wait, because we're out of time? So what we'll do is, for those who are able to stay and listen to it, we will, but let's close off just with your boys for Timizara, and then Barbara is going to sing us out, and finally Maria will play us out. So for Timizara, Barbara, your boys, and please, in the chat group, because we're over time, please just send your greetings to each other, connect with people in the chat who you met that you would love to chat to further. And then Muzar, if it's possible and the people are keen to be able to stay on to listen, we'll do that. So Fatim Zara.
Yeah, the kids have something to tell you today. They have wishes in the balloons, and they have 3 balloons. Yes.
And we have 3 wishes in the balloons.
Then what do we do?
We need to pop it to know it.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary, Africa Voice Dialogue. Wish you all the best. We would like to express our thanks for giving us the chance to present with you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for everything. This is our painting.
So
happy anniversary, Africa Voice.
Oh, that's
Thank
wonderful.
you.
Thank you,
Oh,
boys.
thank you so
We
much.
can all pop our
So
microphones
beautiful.
on. Let's
So
say thank you to each other. Let's greet each other. And Barbara, if you would play us out. Thank you, boys. We love you.
How can I outplay that? That was absolutely beautiful. Wow. All right, I have been put on the spotlight for this, but here goes. I was going to do a traditional song, but I think let me just do something small in English. I still hope I do have a voice. So here we are. I'm sure a lot of you know this song. Something inside so strong. I know that I can make it, though you're doing me wrong, so wrong. You thought that my pride was gone. Oh no, something inside so strong. Oh, something inside so strong. Let's continue doing this, guys, because we have what it takes. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Please all pop your videos on. Hello, my boy. Unmute and let's greet each other. We hope to see you soon. We've got an exciting dialogue coming up. A couple. Everything's planned for the rest of the year. So please join us for the next sessions. And we just can't wait to continue in this
And
relationship with you all. Thank you.
Last song. Yes.
Last song. For those who would like to stay, Mizu, you can tell us the story of the sea ogre that we know many of you have to run, and we've already gone over. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right.
Could we play, Robin?
Maria,
Please.
yes, go
Carry
ahead,
on,
Maria. Yeah.
Because we were playing during stories, and this is what we will play about your own stories today.
Wow.
Oh, amazing. And in
My God.
Oh my
Wow,
goodness.
that's fabulous.
Oh,
Thank
please,
you
you have to
so
record
much.
that for us, please.
Yes.
That is what a gift. Wow.
We will give
Very artistic, very artistic.
as
Beautiful.
often as you want. Next time also we give.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And as Robin has said, that should be our anthem. Africa Voices Dialogue anthem. Beautiful.
Why not? Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Well,
So-
there were wishes from Barbara. She said, imagine if we were together.
Yes.
And I wrote something. I said, we will certainly be together someday. And
Exactly.
we're thinking about this. Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for joining us, Robin.
And before Robin, Maria, where can we get the music?
She has to record it. They made it up for us as they were listening to our stories.
Yes.
It's the musical form of the interpretive art that we receive. It's so special. Thank you.
Exactly.
So she can share with us. She can record it and share with us.
Please.
Yes. Yes.
Thank
Lovely.
you. So who would like to hear the story of the sea ogre still? Who is able to stay? I'm staying. Anybody who would like to stay, and we would love to hear Mamuza, your story. I'm going to pull it up for us. And if you need to drop off because it is late, please do. We've officially closed, but those who want to listen to another Amazia
Sure.
story, we
Sure.
will listen to.
And if you need to go to drop off, you can drop off. So we're going to listen to her.
Azul. Donc, je présente le deuxième conte. C'est un peu de l'imaginaire toujours. Et ça fait partie des contes que nous avons créés, mais qui sont traités de la culture amazigh. C'est très, très ancien. Ça date depuis 100 ans et que j'ai fait revivre tout en gardant le charme de l'imagination, mais en même temps pour faire rapprocher maintenant les grandes oreilles. Donc, c'est pour les petites oreilles, mais aussi pour les grandes oreilles, parce que ça donne un peu des idées. Moi, je dis que le conte, c'est une école. C'est une école d'imagination, c'est une école du savoir-parler, c'est une école de respect, de beaucoup de choses. Et à travers ce qu'on raconte, ça donne des leçons aux gens et aux petits. Hein? C'est pour conduire dans la bonne continuité. إزري يا نور جاز جيل أرسيلخ وتعاوداس سرنن أشكو لان ميدن لسفل دن إلى ثارين سعزنس. Je traduis. Il ne faut jamais perdre l'espoir. Ce conte est tiré d'une très bonne éducation, mais ce n'est pas sur terre, c'est au fond de la mer. Le titre, c'est La vie solitaire sous la mer et l'ogre de la mer. Jadis, pour faire calmer les enfants et les effrayer, c'est antipédagogique, je sais. Donc, la mère, ou bien surtout la mère, elle dit, tu dors ou bien j'appelle ma maroula. Ça veut dire l'ogresse. Par contre, ma maroula, c'est une créature qu'on a créée pour jouer un peu, le parler, hein, et donner des leçons. Dans le beau vieux temps, une société vivait dans la méchanceté. Dieu s'était fâché avec eux. Il les a transformés en créatures. Tête de terre humain, mais le reste du corps, c'était des animaux. Une famille n'a pas accepté cette mauvaise vie parce qu'ils ont vécu dans le péché. Ils sont allés à la mer et puis ils se sont installés au fond des hautes mers. Ils ont construit leur grande maison et ont emmené les plus proches qui sont bénis par Dieu. C'est bizarre, mais moi je dirais que c'est vraiment un conte qui est tiré de la culture amazigh. Cette famille, le père, c'est un grand requin. La mère, c'est une ogresse. Et puis, l'enfant, c'était un ogre. Ils ont respecté la loi de la société et puis ils ont vécu dans le grand calme et dans la grande sérénité. Certes, un jour, tout a changé. Des pluies torrentielles, des grandes vagues et des animaux et les poissons qu'on n'en trouve plus à notre époque. Et un jour, le petit ogre rencontra quelqu'un de bizarre. C'était une créature vraiment bizarre. Tête d'une femme, mais le reste du corps, on dirait une sirène. Moi, je dirais non. C'était une créature bizarre, comme je disais. Elle tapa et disait aux gens, monsieur, je suis venu discrètement et il faut garder le secret parce que je vais vous donner la clé du paradis et la clé de la chance. Allez-y, écoutez-moi et suivez mes conseils. Mais respectez, s'il vous plaît, notre conversation et notre idée. Jurez. Ils se sont tapés les mains. Il a juré. Je sais que tu vis au fond des mers. Tu ne peux pas vivre ailleurs. Mais c'est une belle maison que vous avez. Vous respirez. Vous avez tout ce que vous voulez. Vous êtes nourri de poissons de différentes marques. C'est vraiment le paradis chez vous. Allez voir les gens qui crèvent de famine, les gens qui crèvent de chaleur, les gens qui n'ont même pas trouvé une goutte d'eau pour boire. Donc, travaillez. Vous avez le champ fertile pour travailler. Croyez en Dieu. Et ce Dieu, c'est le roi des mers. Le petit ogre disait, oui, je vous écoute, mais je vais garder le secret. Donc même ce secret, je ne peux pas le dire à mes parents. Le messager a dit, non, surtout pas. Au fur et à mesure qu'on finit notre programme et notre projet, je vous promets que vous allez réussir dans votre vie. Gardez le secret. Louange à Dieu. Crois-moi. Alors le messager
a changé de physionomie. Oh, mon Dieu, c'est une belle dame. Les cheveux blonds qui sont longs, les yeux noirs et le reste du corps, c'est vraiment imaginaire. Un gros poisson. On dirait qu'elle est enceinte, mais elle n'est pas enceinte. Parce qu'à chaque fois qu'on ne respecte pas, elle bouffe. Donc son ventre est rempli de gens qui sont malhonnêtes. Un soir, le petit ogre a eu la trouille. Il avait la fièvre, il ne voulait pas manger, il s'est enfermé dans sa chambre. Les parents attendaient, il ne vient pas pour souper. La maman s'inquiéta. Elle dit à son mari, je vais voir ce qui se passe. Je crois que notre fille a déjà l'habitude de venir partager notre souper. Et ce soir, qu'est-ce qu'il dit? Alors, elle va, elle tape. On ne veut pas ouvrir. Elle tape plus fort, on ouvre. Mais qu'est-ce que tu veux, maman? Moi, je suis fatiguée, je n'ai pas faim, je veux, s'il te plaît, le calme, laisse-moi tranquille. Le messager arriva. Non, il ne faut pas dire ça à ses parents. Non, il faut écouter, obéir. Alors, tu te laves le visage et tu vas souper avec tes parents. Si tu ne le fais pas, je détruis tout ce que j'ai bâti pour toi, pour que tu réussisses dans ta vie. En écoutant le messager, et le messager disparaît. Ils ont soupé, elle est retournée dormir, et là, elle est tombée dans un grand sommeil, tout en rêvant la vie en liberté, la chance, les enfants, le travail, les belles voitures, tout le luxe, les belles toilettes et tout. Le matin, tac, 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 le messager arriva. Lève-toi, mais tu as la chance, tu as respecté le secret. Maintenant, il y a quelqu'un qui est venu te demander la main. Allez, tu vas obéir, sinon tu vas perdre la chance toute ta vie. En écoutant, on respecte, mais elle n'arrive pas à remettre les pieds. Elle est paralysée. Mon Dieu, mais qu'est-ce qui lui arrive? Mais je ne peux pas bouger, regardez mes pieds. Je n'arrive même pas à me mettre debout. Sauvez-moi, s'il vous plaît. Le messager lui dit, bon, vous allez rester, moi je vais m'en occuper. Elle est allée chercher les œufs de l'ogre. Elle a trouvé 2 œufs qu'elle a mélangés avec des ingrédients et elle lui a administré ce traitement pour guérir, tout en lui disant, tu vas prendre une cuillerée chaque matin et avant de dormir, une autre cuillerée et le reste, tu fais un massage et ça va aller. Une semaine passée, la 2e semaine, la 3e semaine, elle se remet debout. Les parents sont contents. La maman est venue. Mais qu'est-ce qui t'a fait ça, ma fille? Mais qu'est-ce qui t'a donné ça? La fille lui a donné, c'est le bon Dieu qui m'a envoyé ça. Par qui? Les personnes sont rentrées chez nous. Oh, mais tu sais, maman, je ne peux rien dire parce que c'est un secret que je dois garder. Mais je suis confiante que je réussirai. Je vous laisse tranquille. Des jours passèrent, des mois, des années. Les parents ont disparu, ils ont vieilli. Et le jeune a grandi. Il a pris le pouvoir du père et s'est installé. Et il a rendu son village, ce qu'on appelle le village aquarium au fond des mers. Le super village apprécié par tout le monde. et la société l'a aidé. Ils ont vécu des années, des siècles dans la sérénité, dans l'amour, dans l'aide. Et Dieu les a récompensés parce qu'ils étaient corrects et ils étaient pieux. Et c'est ainsi que notre conte a pris l'oued Boufkeren et nous sommes restés avec le jouet.
Merci, merci. Thank you, Nazar. Thank you so much. And thank you everybody for staying. And Karima, please sing us out. And we hope to see you all next time. Merci beaucoup, mademoiselle. Bye-bye. Karima, please sing us out with a beautiful song. And we will hopefully see everybody in a couple of weeks again. Thank you.
Okay, I will sing a
Thank you,
song.
thank
It's
you,
in
thank
fact a
you.
story. كان يا مكان حكاية ترويها العجايز للصبيان قبل ما تنام ويغنيها راعم يعز من زمان بادي الكلام. كان يا مكان، كان يا مكان، كان يا مكان أنا وحبيبي عايشين عشق الاتنين، رعوا الغنم وعايشين هنين فوق المرج الخضر نباتوا سهرين نحلموا موسم الحصاد جمعوا الصبا وخير البلاد نديروا عرس ونولدوا الولاد هكذا كان حلمنا يكبر. وكان يا مكان، كان يا مكان وفي يوم من الايام ولد شيخ البلاد على جواد وكان هواد شاف غزالي في الواد، غزالي في الواد خطفها وزاد وخلى دمعي عليها هواد وما قدرت عليها نصبر. وفي ليلة الفرح تألم قلبي وسال الجرح وكان اللي كان.
Thank you.
Well, it's a long song, but I prefer to sing this part.
Thank you, Karima.
Thank
Goodbye,
you.
everyone. Thanks a lot
Bye,
for joining us.
everybody. Thank
Remember
you.
that there are sessions
Bye,
coming.
everybody. Thank you so much.
Yeah, there are sessions coming of Africa Voices Dialogue. You can always join us. Bye-bye. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
everyone. Bye.